All right, what's going on, guys? Today is Wednesday, was it? Yeah, Wednesday, the 9th of February. So, yeah, really, this whole week has been in a range, but just because it's in a range doesn't mean that you can't trade, right? There's been some amazing opportunities. Yesterday, we were looking for longs here. I got stopped out, unfortunately, and then it did its move right up to where I was intending for price to go. The other day, I took shorts from here down to here, took profits there. Again, knowing that we're in this range, or what we can be expecting as to be a range, because we just had this significant move up. Of course, the next stage of the market cycle is going to be either correction or reversal. And so, you just play it how it is. And right now it's been in a state of correction. So we play it like a correction. That's it. Today, if I was to look in London, what do we have here? Well, we had this instant move down right from New York Open, right in New York Open, sweep Asian lows. And let's go investigate. Was there anything on this lower time frame? Well, look at this, right? We have our structural points, 1, 2, 3, and then where's the next one? Well, obviously, our next level is going to be here. Interesting, because we have a liquidity pool resting right above it. That's super, super nice, right? We have all these equal lows. Okay, we have Asian liquidity there as well. So super interesting. I didn't mean to delete that. Super interesting stuff. But if you're playing just the market cycle, then of course this is what it's going to be. It's actually this low that's the valid swing low, right? Because obviously if I just mark it out right here, just with these dots here, you're going to see 1, 2. This was the swing low. Then we mitigated it and continued up. So this is the valid level. And so this is going to be our whole level here. But this one is really the one that's sponsoring that liquidity to go to this extreme point. Additionally, what I like about this is that we had a sweep right here, right? So we had a sweep right here, and we had a break in structure like that. So we come back down, nice liquidity pooling here, order block there, right? Most extreme block there. Let's see if it lines up, or if any targets line up with our fib pool here. And you can see, well, one of the things that I was looking at today was this. I was actually just looking at this whole thing in Asia like that. And then I just refined it at the end. Once I started to see how it was reacting here, I refined it afterwards with that. Okay. And so again, you can see, look at that 0.5 literally tagged it to the bean. I mean, just bang on. So that's really, really interesting that this was a decent pull for today. So again, you could have easily just entered directly off that. If you want to be, aggressive with the refinements, what can you do here? Well, this is really the last down candle, but really this whole thing was the last thing to get mitigated. So again, I guess you could just use that, but for me personally, I wouldn't, considering this is the level that's swept. This just mitigated right here. So I personally would use this whole thing, especially because it's what? How much is it? Yeah, like 3 pips. Like, dude, that's completely fine. I don't need to refine any more than that. Even that's like a good amount right there. And you can see here, beautiful little fractal play right here. Equal lows, sweep into that. And again, if you wanted to refine it right down to the last candle like that, let's see if that gets hit. Oh, where did it go? There you go. Right. So just the last candle, and it gets tagged right there. 1 pip stop. Again, I wouldn't take just a 1 pip. I would just do the whole refinement here, considering this was the last level, right? The last imbalance and stuff. You can see there's a little volume imbalance in there, a little gap in price. So that confirms it. So you can see, look at the time between 2 and 3 a.m. I mean, it's just gorgeous, lines up perfectly. Obviously, you have all this liquidity, and you can see it as it's coming down, right? We're just building up liquidity, just doing the mitigation train, right? Mitigation train. There's no sweeps, no nothing. All this is low resistance liquidity. So you can anticipate that this is likely going to be the going to go and run it back up again. And you can see a beautiful entry model right there to continue up. Okay. So if you wanted to take that, of course, this would be your trade just like that. that's what I would have taken personally. I would have accepted this little bit of drawdown, and I would have been looking at what? Well, the nearest level is going to be your structure high, which is going to be right there, right? So there's your 8R. Again, if you want to go and target the extreme point, which again, yesterday, this is what we were looking at here. I got induced. I was the liquidity yesterday. So unfortunate is what it is. But if you could, or if you wanted to, you can look at this and you can see there's just a little inducement right here. Right, so this little inducement got people selling right from this level, essentially induced people to sell, right? And now there's going to be liquidity pooling at that level. We have a nice imbalance and stuff up here. If we look at the 3-minute, what do we have? Is there any nice refinements? Yeah, look at that. Okay, so we have this nice imbalance, nice inducement, last little refinement, and you can see that's probably the one that really tapped into at the end. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so that's not the one that I used. Again, I don't like to over refine. Sometimes it works for me. Sometimes it works, but like something like this on the 5-minute is enough, because this is how I actually caught this trade here. And again, sure, it didn't run down like this one did. However, we did get a 20 pip move on it, which is again more than enough to make some money, right? So essentially what I'm seeing, what you can look at right here is that you had this last candle here, right? Last order block led to a significant sweep and structure, immediately consumed. So what's this? This becomes your breaker, right? Becomes your breaker block. And there you go. If you look at, this is during London. Let's see, do we have any other refinements that we could be looking at to enter trades off of here? No, but what you could have done is just waited for some, well, I mean, you could have entered directly off of that breaker block, but if you were just a little less aggressive, I would be looking for a swing point to get rated. So you could just look at something like that. There's not really any imbalance around here, but you did break some structure right here, and you actually have just yet another breaker block right here. Okay, and so essentially what you can do there is you can just enter directly off that, pull your fib like this, bodies, look at that, that lines up perfectly with just underneath that wick and just in these last down candles, which again, if you want to use your 50% tool or any tool that shows the 50%, you can see it lines up perfectly right there. So I put my stop just under here. There you go. There's your refinement on that. And look at the way the algorithm, this is the algorithmic range, right? The algorithmic trading range. Essentially what I mean by that is that when you pull the right fib, again, I've said this in other videos, is that when you pull the right fib, you can see that the algorithms are working this fib. They're working the standard deviations of this swing point, right? And you can see it, right? We get up, you can see the support, look at bang, 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 bang. It's crazy when you pull the right one and how much it actually uses it. So just again, something to keep in mind. But again, if you're targeting up at that little induceroni up here, right here, that little high, you can just target right there, right? Boom. And so there you go. There's a couple trades in London today. London was absolutely banging. If you were awake for that, I mean, this is how I would have probably played it. Like, obviously this is hindsight, so you know, you can say what you will, but again, this follows everything in my strategy, and I can say that I would have played it like this, but maybe something would have came up and I would have looked at it the opposite way or whatever. But again, these follow all my rules personally, so that's fine. I take that. Additionally, what do we see here? We see this kind of consolidation, right? And so this actually hit the first zone, like the first like unrefined zone that I was looking at. And so this is actually what I took the first trade of the day, where I got partials and break even. Okay, which was right here. I swear to God, there was an imbalance fill. Huh. I can't remember. I swear to God, there was some sort of imbalance fill here that I was looking at. Anyways, is what it is. I actually took price right from here. I took as soon as it swept this high. It gave me a nice fractal to buy or to sell, sorry. Oh yeah, it was right here. It was right here, but that was after I entered right at the top of this because I said that this was going to be the inducement. That's what I was thinking, that this mitigated what it had to mitigate. It broke some structure. So I figured I was going to just investigate it. And then the way that it was developing made me realize, or I was like, yeah, I want to be getting in this. And so I entered right above this buy side liquidity pool, just like right here. My stop was just above here. Okay. Cause I was anticipating that we were going to get this down to start breaking lower and breaking down into here. That was my idea for the day, that I was looking more so for shorts as opposed to any longs or anything. I knew that this was the main swing point that I was, oh, that's not what I meant to do. This is the main swing point that I was looking at, right? This is the impulse down. Then we have kind of this corrective structure here where we have this nice B wave for any of those wave traders there. And you have your equivalent impulse on the other side. So there you go. You have your structure right here, structural high, complex correction, boom, come back down. The next target would be here, right? That's just my logic on that. And that's what I was kind of thinking along the way. However, that's why I was looking for shorts here. I was just really adamant more on the shorts as opposed to the longs. The longs played out already. Again, like I said, yesterday in New York, I was looking at them right here actually, which was kind of silly now, like obviously looking back in hindsight, but the way this was coming back down, I thought that this was going to be the inducement for this, right? We had a sweep here, break a structure there. There was something on the lower time frame that wasn't mitigated there. And I was anticipating this to just keep running up after breaking this base, which again, there was a decent setup right around here and right here in London. But obviously I was not awake for that. And then I missed this one yesterday as well, right there. So again, yesterday was kind of annoying because direction again was right, but just the analysis was off, and or the timing and everything was off, and price didn't give me what I wanted, and therefore I was wrong. So it is what it is. But as soon as price came up here, I got that sell. I was able to move my stop. I actually took. I wasn't going to take partials. And then I saw how it was developing, and I was like, I just really don't like this level right here, and it's holding. And so basically, I would have I took off my position there, and I saw this buy. After breaking some structure there. We come back down, sweep. We have a little fractal play right here. Again, order block right there. Some fair value gap in between. You pull that fib. I mean, it was just a gorgeous one right there. Look at that. Right up to that level. And so that was also this liquidity pool right here, right? This previous high. And so I took partials, what was that? At 2R, I saw that I was like, this is going to fail. It's not going to work. Okay, no worries. But I didn't honestly commit to it wasn't going to fail until right here, until it bounced off. So I was a little delayed on that one. Honestly, I just really wanted to see it drop. But instead, what happens, you get a nice buy model. Again, I could have taken that, but I was just too stuck in my ways. And then essentially all I did was I just entered directly off of this high. I saw it tag up that level. It faded down. And so I just entered right around here somewhere. And then I just had my stop up there. And again, what am I looking at? I have all this liquidity pool. Well, at the time I only had this, right? These equal lows. And so I said, yeah, I'm going to be looking at least down to here. Again, that's a 4.5 hour. Not bad for the day, especially after taking one right here, which was 2.5 hour. So we'll just call it, we'll round it up or round it to 1 hour, right? Because I just took 50% in partials once I saw that. And so 1 hour plus 4 hour, that's 5 hour for the day for at this point. And then I recorded a video for the mentorship where I was looking at, or this was a potential long, and then I actually entered this on the video right here. There's actually a 3-minute or 2-minute level. Yeah. Entered a position right here while live on the call and targeting. I got out I got out all of it right around here. I think the average was probably about here because I took some partials along the way. And then I got off the computer, and then all chaos broke loose. I don't know what the hell happened at 12:30. We got that. I still had this running, by the way. I still had like a small percent of this position running. And so I got wicked out because I thought that this one was going to be the one that goes, right? Like I said, if I was looking to target down here, the daily low, again, the end of this corrective structure, that would have been a decent trade, right? A nice 12R. So I said, yeah, I'm going to leave some running. I wasn't acting the way I wanted to late into the session. So I just figured it was going to come take me out anyways, but it's unfortunate because I didn't set my alert up here or anything, or else I would have definitely looked to enter again off of this. And again, where did it go from? Like, where did it drop from? Well, if we look on the 3-minute, again, you can see that really nice refined. Again, this is going to be the most refined that you're going to get pretty much, right? And so you could have just taken it right off there if you wanted to. Again, not something that I like after it already tagged this one. I was pretty much like probably not, or I wouldn't have been super convinced. The only reason why I would have been convinced is because of the liquidity built up and the manner with which it came up. And so that would have been good because at least I think you could target this. It's almost, it's a very similar fractal to what's going on here that just happened right here. Almost very identical, or very similar, sorry, almost identical. And that's what I would be anticipating. And again, that would, again, my final target would, well, not final, because I still think that this is going to run down to about 13,500s here. I think that this correction is just starting, right? I mean, like, we had our consolidation, our break, our inducement, our break up into this. So we had our block there. And ever since then, we've just been consolidating. I know that eventually this is going to finish this consolidation. And so right now, the way I'm seeing it is you have a consolidation, and then the next move is going to be down like that. That's what I'm anticipating. Is there potential that this blows up one more time, takes everything out, and then comes down? Sure. I mean, I still think that that's a possibility. However, it's more like what's more probable. And at this point, the shorts were more probable than the longs, especially with the manner that it was going up, with which it was going up, right? And so I guess what I can do is I can go through the group today. And so you can kind of see what I was thinking right from the start. I didn't really post too much in the group. I was more in the chat. And so let's see here. Let's go from the top down. I'll see if I can get, I'll see if this loads here quick. I don't know what the heck's going on. Right. You can see it's from 7 a.m. Right now it's 3:52 p.m. my time. I don't know what's going on. Let me try and reload this quick, guys. And then we can look into it. Okay. There we go. Okay, so on the weekly, I'm like, yeah, this is setting up to be like a higher time frame buy model. Like, I'm way more bullish on the higher time frame after that sweep. So that's what I'm looking at. You can see on the daily though, we took this little liquidity just by a little bit, create this swing high. I think it's going to move back down into this breaker / weekly order block right around there. And then essentially, yeah, I was like, yeah, this is looking bull or bearish, right? We're in this key level. We break below it, retest. Again, we're at that one of the weekly OBs, and then I refined this one, or not refined it, but moved it up to the big figure, the 13,500 big figure. That's also, if you pull the fib, you can see that's literally right down into that area, right? That the OTE, the ICT OTE there. Again, right in the breaker block, right at that weekly OB, right at the 13,500 big figure. So there's just a ton of confluence around there, and that's what I want to see price get into. And then you can see on the daily, or sorry, on the 1 hour, you can see we got this sweep, and I was like, yeah, like, we mitigated this wick. I think that this is going to be the next move down. Like this, I'm literally only looking at sells today. I'm not looking at anything other than that. You can see I took a sell right from there. Like I said, right as soon as it got up to above that high, I took that short. And then I said, watch out for here. Like, this is obviously a block that, yeah, I said, I don't know if it's going to get legs, but I'm break even looking at least discounted this price swing if we're going to go continue bullish today. And then, yeah, I can't talk about that one too much. This one, again, it got up there and I entered right off of that. Again, I said I had my entry set up beautifully right there, and decided to take it right. That was the blue box is the refinement. And oh yeah, we were talking about Bitcoin too. I was like, my friend told me to buy crypto now. Sounds good. I'll short. And then yeah, this was the run. And again, this is where I took majority of my profits anyways, because again, I'm a day trader. I don't really need to focus on. I don't really swing, but when I see the potential, I'll just leave a little bit on to run. And then eventually, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Price came back up. and took me out, and that was it, right? And so now, again, what am I anticipating? I'm anticipating this to keep going lower. I mean, we're bearish, right? The nearest swing point right here. Let's see. Let's go 1 hour, right? Like we're bearish on the hourlies, right? Sure, we're bullish in regards to this swing point, but we're in premium of this swing point right now. And at the same time, we're developing bearish structure here. So I would not be surprised if I wake up tomorrow and in London, we're going to be at 13,500. That would be extremely, extremely depressing considering I got stopped out at break even first, but it is what it is. I would not be surprised though if it gets down here for tomorrow, for Thursday. And yeah, we'll see though, because corrections usually take a lot longer than you think that they're going to take, right? It goes like this, and then it comes back up, and then it goes like this, and then finally it goes off. And so you kind of got to have that patience to be in it. But it's essentially almost doing like a little bit of a fractal of this one right here. So we have a down corrective structure, last move down, and then up. So you have your kind of three-wave structure. And that's kind of what I'm seeing as of right now, where we have this kind of correction. We have this, or sorry, this move down, correction, and now it looks like this is going to be the next move down, in my opinion. So that's what I'm going to be looking at, and I'll keep you guys updated, obviously, in the group. I was much more active in the chat today. So we have the general chat here, the liquidity trading chat. You can join, and again, I'm always posting like charts and stuff in here. It's more that I know a lot of people don't have the notifications on here, and I don't want to be pinging people all day. Pinging people all day with their what's it called, with notifications in the main Telegram. I just want to bring up the most important things, and then that's it, right? And so as I'm saying that, you see a clean leg, but that's that's an inside joke here. So yeah, that's all, guys. I'm done for today. I hope you guys got a lot out of this, and I will catch you guys in the morning. Okay, have a good one. I'll chat to you guys soon. Cheers.